when you look at equity investment, don't just look at yield alone, right? Because equity technically is not so much about yield alone. It's actually more about capital gain than dividend yield. Okay, that's why I actually included the past 5 years annualized return, total return, including dividend and capital gain or loss. I mean, when I do this, I also surprised. Actually, STI annualized return for the past 5 years is 14.85% per year. All right. I mean, if we ignore probably last 1-2 year return, STI probably moving about 3-4% per year. Okay, but last 2 years, STI gone up a lot, mainly because of the banks. And of course, STI, EDF, about 50% in bank. And now Singtel also recovered very strongly. All right, so that's why annualized return per year for STI is actually not bad. Okay, it's quite good for the past 5 years, 14.85% per year. Okay, REITs, of course, because of rate hike. All right, REITs actually not moving. Okay, if you look at 5 years ago, right, if you recall, 5 years ago is 2020. Okay, 2020 is during COVID period. So COVID period, REIT dropped a lot. And until now, if you factor in all the dividend we receive for REITs, right, technically you are just break even, all right, for REITs if you hold for 5 years. Okay, because of the interest rate hike for the past 5 years. All right. But of course, if you observe the market in the past 1-2 days, all right, REITs actually rebounded. Okay, because US might have interest rate cut in September. Okay, based on current market view, looks like there will be a rate cut in September. That's why REITs actually recover quite strongly in the past one week or so. Right? Yeah, and then you can look at the Hong Kong and China market. It's also not moving, right? Although China market performed the best in the past 1 year, but if you look at past 5 years, China market is just rebounded back to 5 years ago level, right? So that's why if you look at valuation, which I never show in this slide, China market is not expensive. Okay, the rebound is very strong, but actually rebounded from the bottom. Okay, so it's still low lah, in a sense, right, for China Hong Kong market. Of course, S&P and US tech performed very well in the past 5 years. And even 5 years ago also performed very strongly. It's double-digit return. If you ask me my personal view, I think US is a bit high at the moment. If I got excess capital, I probably don't want to keep buying more US stocks. Okay, that is my take. But if I access capital, I don't mind to buy more REITs or even China market, because to me it's still low. Right? Yeah, but equity, you can use the yield to determine what you should buy. Right? Because it's really about valuation and about total gain, not just dividend yield.